Shalom, brothers and sisters out there. Peace to all you guys. I just wanted to apologize for my rather perfunctory effort when it comes to my latest videos. I promise to make them better. Just been going through a lot, but I thank you all for your support. I just wanted to do this video on spellcasting, which was suggested by the brother. I believe his name is John Davis. If I'm forgetting it, please forgive me, brother. But I just wanted to go into it because it's very important for us to understand the many forms of spellcasting. So let's read Deuteronomy 18. So it says here at verse 1, the priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Yasharallah. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance. Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he hath said unto them, because the Levites took on a priesthood that was separate from the rest of the tribes in regards to, when they were in certain regions, around Egypt and so on and so forth, especially leaving Egypt. And this shall be the priests due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be an ox or sheep. And they shall give unto the priest the shoulder, and the two cheeks, and the maw. The first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him. For the Lord thy power hath chosen him out of all thy tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. And if a Levite come from any of thy gates out of Yasharallah, where he sojourned, and come with all desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his power, as all his brethren the Levites do, which stand there before the Lord. They shall have like portions to eat, beside that which cometh of the sale of his patrimony. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. Why? Because they were doing things that were contrary to the Heavenly Father, that detest the Heavenly Father, which went into spell casting and necromancy and so on and so forth. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter pass through the fire, because that's child sacrifice. You sacrifice your child to Baal or Molech when it comes to casting your child through the fire, or passing your child through the fire. Or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer. A charmer is a spellcaster. We're going to get into that. Or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. A necromancer, a person that talks to the dead, seances, so on and so forth. That's what they're about in regards to what they were doing around that time and what we see now. You know what I mean? Like Wicca and all these different Eastern philosophies and so on and so forth. That's just based in Luciferianism, and it's at a heightened level because we are in these last days. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy power. Let me read up on verse 12. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy power doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy power. For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observers of times, and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy power hath not suffered thee to do so. Yeah, so we're not supposed to be observing times in regards to, when we determine the stars and so on and so forth. We're not supposed to be going into astrology and opening up our pineal gland and things of that nature. That's not things that we're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. You feel what I'm saying? Because what the Most High stipulated was not based in these things that, what you see in regards to these other people and these other nations. Well, in this world in general, the Most High, he stipulated something that was based in, a community, lineage, culture, so on and so forth. Not witchcraft, not necromancy, not divination, and going into just going into things that's way beyond your level of understanding when it comes to the spiritual aspect, because we're not supposed to be tapping into that plane right now. You feel what I'm saying? That's not for this world we live in. But I just wanted to go into the blue letter real quick. I'm going to the blue letter real quick to go into charmer, the word charmer. I believe it goes back to the Hebrew word jabar. So let's go into that. So as you guys see, this is Deuteronomy 18 and 11. And you see the Masoretic text. And I just wanted to go to the Strongs. So let's go to the Strongs. Strong's H2266, Jabbar or Kabar. I just wanted to go to the info where it says Kabar, a primitive root to join literally or figuratively, specifically by means of spells, to fascinate, right? Because that's what you see, especially in this world today. Fascination, people being impressed upon, charm, be compact, coupled together, having fellowship with, because you're aligning yourself with whatever doctrine that's casted upon you in regards to the spell. Heap up, join, self together, league. Most of these people in this society are in league with the doctrines of this world in regards to the left hand, in regards to Luciferianism, or adhering to the rites of the Baphomet and the Babylonian Kemetic mystery school system. So spell casting is heavy. It is not just spiritual per se. It's just more so an understanding of influence. That's what spell casting is. Spell casting is influence and being impressed. Like Eve. Eve was beguiled. She was casted spells by the serpent, and she learned certain things that was based in the left hand, and she was spell casted. You know what I mean? It's the same thing that you see in today's society, But yeah, man, this is Strong's definition here. So we're just gonna touch on something else real quick. So I just wanted to read up on this article by some chick named Alexis G. She's a little clunky in this article, but she's revealing certain things on a certain level. So let's just read it. I know many of you do not find Kim elegant or a role model, yet I am writing this article based on recent posts that I have been circulating surrounding her family. Many call her and her family witches, but she recently confided in an interview that she uses the law of attraction. I can certainly respect a woman who, instead of being a victim of terrible incident leaking of a sex tape, preserved and cleaned up her image, I guess, whatever you say, became a lawyer and is using her influence to help those less fortunate, I guess. Has a husband who completely adores her and a big family, I guess. Built an empire, and now her also manifesting husband Kanye is planning to run for president, I guess. Pop culture and society love to laugh at them, right? But the thing that they fail to understand is these people take inspired action instead of sitting behind social media laughing at others. They are going for what they believe in, regardless of ridicule. And hey, I agree. I could commend that. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do out here in these streets, man, in this world. You can't get caught up in other people's opinions and so on and so forth, but do it in the spirit of righteousness. They are not asking for anyone's permission and are not swayed by public opinion. Sure they not. So back to the original question, is she using magic? Yes, she is using magic. But this woman here says that she's using it and she's not using it. So, as always, the woman shows a level of confusion. Stick with me here. So according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, magic can be defined as an extraordinary power or influence seemingly from a supernatural source. In my understanding, it makes absolute sense that those that are unaware of the power within them would immediately classify her extraordinary power as magic. How else can especially a woman exert so much power or influence over her reality? Surely it has to come from somewhere mystical and outside source. Yes, it is. It comes from an outside source. It comes from the gods that they worship. Yes, it does. The Baphomet. Or if you want to say Pan or Osiris, whatever, Some even go as far as to say that this force has to be evil, dark, and that she most probably sold her soul to get what she wanted. That's a fact. I'm here to tell you that your speculation and opinion surrounding her use of dark evil magic will only further solidify your assumptions surrounding you being able to achieve your dreams. What does this have to do with me, you say? It has everything to do with you. The clue here is that you are in charge of your reality, not Kim's reality. Therefore, if we look at the law of assumption, you are assuming that a lucky or successful woman has to have extraordinary ability or influence seemingly from a supernatural, external, and evil source to make it into life. Well, at the end of the day, that's just what we understand. That's what we know. You feel what I'm saying? It's not really necessarily based off an assumption. That's something that you have to figure out for yourself in regards to the facts. Substantiate yourself. This is not something that's assumptive. Like, we know these things. This is crazy, man. Where does this leave you? I'm assuming that you wouldn't want to use any supernatural, external, and evil source. So what options do you have? You can choose to tap into the source of light and good that perhaps still lies dormant within you, When you realize the power that you have within, you understand that there is nothing evil or dark about this powerful natural force within you unless you assume it to be. No, unless you use it for evil or dark, not unless you assume it to be. It's all about how you use that power. Because when it comes to the celebrities and these entertainers and all that, they use their power for left, for bad. It may come off as good based off of people being impressed, but it's for bad. It's not for any, it's not conducive. You get what I'm saying? But you have people who are in league with this shit, like this woman here, or just kind of confused in a way where she doesn't necessarily know what she's getting into, or what she's getting at with this article. You feel what I'm saying? It seems like she's kind of like trying to defend witchcraft to a degree. The power is the extension to your I am. Oh, wow. Yeah, this person is a Luciferian. This person is a Luciferian. Your higher self, who, in my experience, only wants good for you. I implore you to really think of the assumptions you are making surrounding other women in success, women and men, I'm guessing. Do you classify them as evil witches? Or are you willing to look beyond this and try to find ways for you to reclaim your power and manifest the life that you know you deserve? I leave you with this thought: light and love. Yeah, this person is Luciferian, because a lot of them, they always say love and light and all that type of stuff. So I just came across this article. I didn't even know about this article. I just read it based off of me wanting to, add this in with the topic in regards to spellcasting. But this woman is obviously a Luciferian, so she's basically justifying the act of witchcraft and spellcasting and so on. So it's something that we have to understand in regards to, what side is available for you. Do you want to pick the side of righteousness, or do you want to pick the side of evil, left hand? Lies and deception and subterfuge. What side is available for you? What side are you willing to choose? Because it's a lot of convolution out here. It's a lot of confusion out here. And some people that aren't on that type of time in regards to knowing what time it is and being headstrong and having a sound mind and understanding what it is, it's going to be easy for you to maneuver when it comes to, this world, because you know what this world is about. It's going to be hard for those who, who's kind of like a leaf in the wind, who can't seem to get to an understanding of what this world is about. Or maybe it's hard for them. Maybe the Most High is working with them in a way. But it's important for us to identify what's right and what's wrong in this world, because they're trying to muddy it up, All right, Shalom, brothers. I just wanted to go into the scriptures again and touch on James chapter 1. Very important for us to touch on it, because it gives us insight in ways in which we can, combat evil, combat deception, combat spell casting, so on and so forth, temptation. So I just wanted to read up on James. We're going to start on verse 19. James 1, verse 19, where it says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." Swift to hear, meaning have an attentive ear, undivided attention. Slow to speak, be humble, listen. Slow to wrath, keep your composure, keep a cold head. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. Yes, receive it with all humility, humbleness, because it can save you. It can salvage you. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So we don't want to walk in delusion. We don't want to walk where we could just say, you know what, I believe in this, but I'm contradicting myself because I'm living a totally different life than what I'm adhering to in regards to just my belief, because that's all it stands. That's where it stops. It stops at a belief when you're not necessarily being a doer of the work. You're just a hearer. So all it is a belief. You want to do the work. You want to actually, actionize off of what the standard that's set for you in regards to you being called and the Most High working with you, For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. He is like unto a man looking in a mirror. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. Yes, he look at himself and he leaves, and it's as if he forgot who he was, because he is so beside himself to the point where he's lost. He lost himself. He doesn't even know himself anymore. We don't want to be that way. We want to continue to maintain our strength and faith and devotion to the Heavenly Father. Sincerity. It has to be sincere. with all sincerity, with all, I want to say, faithfulness and just conviction, for lack of a better term, with conviction and being assured, because faith is just hope. That's all faith is. Faith is just hope. And when you maintain that hope, at the end of the day, it's going to happen for you in regards to that salvation. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. All we got to do is maintain the faith and keep the commandments. Keep the commandments. Keep the commandments. Not keep religion. It's not about religion. Keep the commandments. The Most High did not give us religion. The Most High gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to abide by. All right? For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. If any man among you seem to be religious, and brideth not his tongue, and but deceiveth his own heart, this man religion is in vain. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. So we have to understand the difference between religion in regards to this world and what we know about quote unquote religion, and religion in regards to the scriptures, because it's a difference. It's a big difference. Religion just means to bind. That's all religions mean. That's what religion means. It means to bind. That's all it means. It goes back to the Greek religio, which means to bind. So just to continue on in the theme of spellcasting, you have here Chadwick Boseman. We all know he recently passed away, and he was a sacrifice. He passed away at the age of 42, not 43. He passed away at 42. He was born in 1977. But I just wanted to go into this because it's very important for us to understand. You've seen a lot of people in the advent of this movie come out throwing up the Wakanda Forever hand sign, or the hand sign for Osiris, the X for Osiris, meaning the crossroads, because Osiris was known as the god of the dead, or the unknown god, as well as, the sun god and, Saturn, so on and so forth. But this is the reason why he's throwing it up. It's not necessarily for imagination or imaginary place called Wakanda. It's really for Osiris. And a lot of people don't know it. And that's the energy or the impact of spell casting, to where you deceive people based off of their, ignorance. You know what I mean? When I start a job versus when I've been working there for a couple of weeks. Yeah, man, this is spell casting, because this really influenced a lot of people, man. You even had people who really thought Wakanda was an actual fucking place. That's how impactful it was. Even with this image. And obviously we know he's covering that left eye. We don't even got to go into that. I'm sure brothers already know what that's about now. But you see him throwing up the quote unquote rock hand sign, or the pyramid, for the masculine principle. We know the bottom, the pentagram, is for the feminine principle, and the up top is for the masculine principle. Right? Throwing up these hand signs for Pan, or the Bacchus. Chris Paul. All these guys are initiates. They're all Luciferians. They all worship the dark arts. They all do. So I just wanted to touch on Pop Smoke and King Von, because it feels like in the year 2020, these two artists who passed away are the most impactful in regards to the subsequent energy of their music. Because when Pop Smoke died, it's like the man is a legend now, because his music is everywhere, and people are just, they're looking at him, and they're esteeming him in great heights because of the sound of that music. And it's a reason why that music is being pushed so hard, because it's all a part of enchantment and spell casting. The music is garbage. I'm just being real. It's garbage. And the content of the music is just nonsense. And it's all meant to sway the black man in the wrong direction with the type of content in the fucking music. And how do I know this? Because I have cousins who listen to this type of shit, and they do things based off of the music. They actionize. They get internalized by the music. And motherfuckers get locked up or catch cases and shit because they listen to this music and they get entranced. And they don't even understand that sometimes it's subconscious. They don't even know. Oh, I'm about to get me a Draco. Where you heard that Draco shit? You heard that shit in the rap song, huh? You feel what I'm saying? Like, where you? Oh, I'm about to, what they say? Oh, I'm about to give me a Draco, or I'm about to, line this nigga real quick. Oh, I need to get me a drum, or I need to get extendos. I need to get magazines and shit. All this shit you hear in rap songs, you know, it's a reason why this is the popular content. Why you hear all this 5-year foreign and fucking Pop Smoke and King Von, all this nonsensical fucking music, man. The music is baseless and it's mindless, but people gravitate towards it because that's the world we live in. That's the vibration of the world, man. And most of our people, they gravitate towards this nonsensical fucking music, man. They gravitate towards destruction because that's what they push in this society with the music. Destructive music, man. Like you really enjoy this type of content? Welcome to the party. I want to say the party. Like, come on, bro. You like this shit, bro? That nigga dead. Got a nigga like that shit is just it's silly, bro. King Von. LeBron James had said that LeBron James had made a post saying that King Von was saying a lot of substantive things. He didn't say substantive, but I'm just paraphrasing his tweet. He said that the dude had a message or some shit. I listened to King Von. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a message? It just goes to show you what type of agenda they're pushing as far as the people that's in a higher position in regards to the higher ups, you know, or the upper levels of society. For LeBron James to say that the man had a message, you can tell that was something that was based in him having to say that. Because it's all a part of influencing the minds of the people. He didn't say that off of his own mind. He said that because he had to tell people that based off of him knowing that it's going to steer them the wrong way. You know, the man ain't saying nothing profound in his lyrics. King Von. He's not a Kendrick Lamar. He's not saying nothing that's going to sway you in the right direction in a certain way. At least Kendrick Lamar, he raps about certain things that's substantive. This nigga LeBron James said that King Von had something to say in his music. He ain't have shit to say. He was a degenerate. But you could tell that that's the modus operandi. The modus operandi is for people to be influenced by destructive music, nonsense. Not just music, but this destructive aura, or for lack of a better term, just the destructive dynamic of this world. Excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, it's important for us to understand why they push this shit. The advent of Pop Smoke dying and his music gets popular. And then King Von, he dies. His music gets popular. But it's a reason why they picked these two. Because of the content of their music, man. That's why they make money off of them when they die. They sacrifice these guys. Even with King Von, baby mother, she said, 6 days before his death, I had talked to him and I knew that he was feeling off. 6 days? The man could have been a monarch, man. The man could have been a monarch. 6 days. I'm not reaching, man. You guys got to put 2 and 2 together with this stuff that you see now, because we living in the last days. So nothing is a reach, man. If you have a keen eye, if you're of the elect, you should know that nothing is a fucking reach, bro. Nothing is a reach when it comes to this world, this satanic ass world we live in. It's evil as fuck. And we need to understand that and spot it. So I just want to thank y'all for supporting the channel, and God bless. Peace.